welcome back to our channel, a place where we gather to unravel the deepest mysteries of our favorite daytime drama. Today is a beautiful day to dive into the shadows of Genoa City and beyond. Grab a warm cup of coffee, settle into your favorite chair, and prepare yourself, because what we are about to discuss is going to change everything you thought you knew. Come closer to the screen, because I need to whisper this to you. We are about to step into the darkest, most suffocating corners of the Nevada desert, and I do not want anyone else to hear what we have uncovered. Have you ever felt that strange, magnetic pull to a storyline? That feeling where you simply cannot look away, no matter how terrifying the events unfolding on your screen become. Create the feeling that both you and I are completely addicted to this show, because, let us be honest, we are. We are obsessively rewinding the tape, pausing on every single frame, analyzing the micro-expressions on these characters' faces, and losing sleep over the twisted games being played. The Las Vegas storyline involving Nick Newman, Adam Newman, Sharon Newman, Noah Newman, and the absolute monster that is Matt Clark has become an absolute obsession for me. Did you know that true psychological horror does not always come from a weapon, but from the quiet, invisible poison of a well-laid trap? Let us talk about the abandoned gas station. Picture it in your mind. The air is thick with dust and the smell of old motor oil. The Nevada heat is pressing down on the crumbling roof, creating an atmosphere so oppressive that it feels hard to breathe just watching it. Inside, Matt Clark has orchestrated a masterpiece of sadistic revenge. He has chained Sharon and Noah to the walls, turning them into helpless spectators in a theater of cruelty. But the real horror, the part that makes my heart pound against my ribs, is what is happening to Nick Newman. Something that few people notice is the exact moment when a hero falls, not from a bullet, but from a desperate, tragic mistake. Nick has been spiraling, his body screaming in the agonizing grip of severe withdrawal from the drugs he stole from that storage unit. The sweating, the shaking, the absolute loss of control. And Adam, his own brother, made the most catastrophic miscalculation of his life. In a moment of twisted pragmatism, Adam looked at Nick, saw that he was too weak to fight Matt, and whispered those fatal words, "Just do it. Do what you need to do." Adam encouraged Nick to take the pill, completely unaware that Matt Clark, with his twisted god complex, had intentionally planted a tainted batch of fentanyl. And this is the part that kept me awake at night, the sheer, devastating irony of it all. Nick and Adam burst through the doors of that gas station, thinking they are the saviors. They think they have arrived just in time to rescue Sharon and Noah from Matt's clutches. But the poison is already in Nick's veins. I watched the scene over and over, completely addicted to the tragic poetry of it. Nick takes a step toward his family, his eyes locking with Sharon's, and then the catastrophic collapse. He hits the cold, unforgiving concrete floor, his body begins to violently shut down. The fentanyl overwhelms his central nervous system, dragging him into a dark, precarious coma right before the terrified eyes of the people he loves most. Listen closely, because the psychological weight of this moment is unbearable. Imagine being Sharon Newman in that exact second. You are chained to a wall. The man you have loved, the father of your children, is dying on the dirty floor just feet away from you, and you cannot reach him, you cannot hold him, you cannot save him. Sharon's screams echo in the empty, dusty air, a visceral sound of pure horror that will haunt my nightmares. And Noah, poor Noah, is paralyzed by crushing, suffocating guilt, knowing that he was the bait that lured his father into this lethal snare. Meanwhile, safely tucked away in his vehicle, Matt Clark is watching the entire horrific spectacle unfold on a live surveillance feed. Did you know that Matt is experiencing a sadistic euphoria right now? He is metaphorically eating popcorn, watching the Newman family tear itself apart. He did not even have to lay a finger on Nick to deliver the killing blow. He just let Nick's own demons and Adam's terrible advice do the dirty work. It is a level of villainy that is so dark, so calculated, that I cannot help but be entirely obsessed with it. But hold your breath. because the universe has a strange way of intervening when all hope seems lost. Far away from the suffocating gas station, a frantic race against time is happening across the scorching Nevada day in the Sahara Desert. Sienna is behind the wheel of her car, her hands gripping the steering wheel so tightly that her knuckles are white. She is speeding toward the coordinates of the abandoned gas station, fueled by a terrifying cocktail of adrenaline, fear, and a ghost from her own past. Something that few people notice is the intricate web of connections that led Sienna to this exact moment. Let me whisper the details to you. Back in Chelsea Lawson's hotel suite, a massive confrontation took place. Sienna arrived looking for Noah and Sharon, only to find Chelsea in a state of sheer panic, accompanied by Reza Thompson. Did you know that Reza is the very woman who had a long-standing affair with Sienna's husband, Mitch? The tension in that room was explosive. Sienna aggressively confronted Reza, cutting through the lies and demanding the truth. She forced Reza to hand over the address of Matt's death trap. Sienna knew instantly that Noah and Sharon were walking into a nightmare, and she knew she had to act. And this is the part that kept me awake at night, tossing and turning as I analyzed Sienna's motivations. Why is Sienna risking her own life to speed into the day of the Sahara Desert? Why is she so desperately invested in saving a family she barely knows? The secret lies in her own tragic history. Sienna's brother died from a fatal drug overdose. She knows the ugly, terrifying face of addiction intimately. She watched her own flesh and blood slip away, unable to pull him back from the brink. When she looked at Nick Newman in the days leading up to this disaster, she saw the ghost of her brother. She saw the same warning signs, the same erratic behavior, the same descent into darkness. Because of that profound, unresolved grief, Sienna carries a secret weapon in her bag. Naloxone, commonly known by its brand name, Narcan. It is a miraculous, life-saving medication designed to rapidly reverse the catastrophic effects of an opioid overdose. It is the one thing that can pull a victim back from the edge of the abyss. Sienna carries it like a talisman, a heavy reminder of the life she could not save, and a desperate hope that she might one day save another. Imagine the scene as Sienna's car violently skids to a halt outside the abandoned gas station. The dust billows up around the tires like a smokescreen. She throws open the door and bursts into the dimly lit, suffocating building. The sight that greets her is straight out of a horror movie. Nick is motionless on the concrete, his skin pale and clammy, his breathing almost non-existent. Adam is on his knees, drowning in a suffocating ocean of guilt, frantically trying to wake the brother he inadvertently poisoned. Sharon and Noah are chained to the walls, their faces stained with tears of absolute despair. I have to whisper this next part, because the tension is simply too high. Sienna does not hesitate. She does not ask questions. She drops to the floor beside Nick, her hands moving with the practiced, frantic precision of someone who has lived this nightmare before. She pulls the Narcan from her bag. Click. The spray is administered, and then the agonizing, heart-stopping wait. Seconds stretch into hours. The silence in the gas station is deafening, broken only by Sharon's muffled sobs and the distant, mocking beep of Matt Clark's hidden camera. And then, the miracle happens. Nick Newman's body violently jerks. A sudden, ragged gasp for air tears from his throat as the Narcan binds to the opioid receptors in his brain, aggressively kicking the lethal fentanyl out of his system. His eyes flutter open, wide and terrified, as he is brutally dragged back from the threshold of death. The relief that washes over the room is a physical, tangible force. Adam collapses forward, burying his face in his hands as the crushing weight of his guilt is momentarily lifted. Noah lets out a sound that is half sob, half laugh, completely overwhelmed by the sheer, staggering gratitude that his father is alive. But do not relax just yet. Do not let your guard down, because this is the young and the restless, and nothing is ever as simple as a heroic rescue. Come closer, because I am about to reveal the absolute core of this twisted psychological drama. Did you know that trauma changes the way a person sees the world? It rewires the brain, making you hypervigilant, constantly searching for the hidden knife in the dark. While Noah is looking at Sienna with eyes full of absolute adoration, falling deeper and deeper in love with the woman who just saved his father's life. Sharon Newman is experiencing something entirely different. Something that few people notice is the dark, calculating look that crosses Sharon's face in the aftermath of the rescue. While everyone else is breathing a sigh of relief, Sharon's mind is spinning, connecting invisible dots, and building a terrifying theory. She looks at Sienna, the supposed savior, and she does not see an angel of mercy. She sees a massive, glaring question mark, and this is the part that kept me awake at night, staring at the ceiling and analyzing Sharon's paranoia. Think about it from Sharon's perspective. She has a long, deeply traumatic history with Matt Clark. She knows better than anyone how Matt operates. She knows that Matt is a master manipulator, a puppeteer who loves to use women as pawns in his sick, twisted games. Matt does not leave things to chance. He plans every single detail, every single contingency. So Sharon asks herself, how did Sienna Bacall just happen to find this completely isolated, abandoned gas station in the middle of the vast Nevada of Sahara Desert? Yes, the official story is that she got the address from Riza, but Sharon's traumatized mind whispers a different possibility. What if that was part of the plan? What if Matt Clark wanted Sienna to find them? And the Narcan? Oh, the Narcan is the detail that truly feeds Sharon's growing paranoia. Why would a woman just happen to have a dose of life-saving opioid reversal medication in her purse at the exact moment that Nick Newman suffers a catastrophic, intentionally induced fentanyl overdose? Sienna's tragic backstory about her dead brother is convenient, almost inconvenient. To Sharon, it feels like a perfectly crafted cover story, a narrative designed to completely disarm the Newman family and make them trust this mysterious stranger. I am completely addicted to this psychological warfare. It is brilliant writing. Sharon is sitting there, the cold metal of the chains still biting into her wrists, and she is silently dissecting Sienna's every move. She is wondering, is Sienna the ultimate hero, or is she the ultimate Trojan horse? Is Sienna secretly working with Matt Clark? Did Matt orchestrate this entire near-death experience just so Sienna could swoop in, save Nick, and deeply embed herself into the Newman family's inner circle? Imagine the absolute genius of that plan if it were true. Matt Clark knows that he cannot destroy the Newmans from the outside. They are too strong, too united when threatened. But if he could plant a spy, a mole, an agent of chaos directly into the heart of their family, he could tear them apart from the inside out. And what better way to ensure that Sienna is welcomed with open arms than by having her save the life of the family patriarch? This suspicion is going to act like a slow-acting poison in the weeks to come. The spoilers for the week of April 27th to May 1st reveal that Sharon's distrust of Sienna will only grow stronger. It will create a massive, heartbreaking rift between Sharon and Noah. Noah is blinded by love and overwhelming gratitude. He looks at Sienna and sees the woman who gave him his father back. He will fiercely defend her against any accusations. He will view his mother's paranoia as an insult to the woman he loves. But Sharon cannot let it go. Her maternal instincts are screaming at her that something is wrong. She will watch Sienna's every interaction, analyze every word she speaks, looking for the slip-up that proves she is still in contact with Matt Clark. Sharon is terrified that Sienna is manipulating all of them, playing a long game that will end in absolute tragedy. Did you know that this dynamic is going to put Adam in an incredibly difficult position as well? Adam is the one who told Nick to take the drugs. Adam is the one carrying the original sin of this near-fatal disaster. He is profoundly grateful to Sienna for saving him from the agonizing reality of being his brother's killer. Because of that immense guilt, Adam might be inclined to trust Sienna to give her the benefit of the doubt. He will likely side with Noah, creating a deeply fractured front against Matt Clark. Something that few people notice is how Matt Clark's plan, even though Nick survived, has still been a massive success. Matt wanted to cause chaos. He wanted to inflict pain. He wanted to watch the Newmans suffer, and even though Nick is breathing, the psychological damage has been done. The family is traumatized. Noah is carrying guilt. Adam is shattered by his own fatal misjudgment. And Sharon is consumed by toxic, isolating paranoia that threatens to alienate her from her own son. Matt Clark does not need Nick to die to win. He just needs the Newmans to destroy each other. And this is the part that kept me awake at night, thinking about the sheer brilliance of the soap opera format. We are trapped in this cycle of suspense, completely addicted to the emotional torture of these characters. We are waiting with bated breath to see if Sharon's dark theory is correct. Is she just a traumatized woman projecting her fears onto an innocent savior? Or is her hypervigilance the only thing standing between her family and a catastrophic betrayal? Let us dive deeper into the psychology of Sienna Bacall, because we need to examine every angle of this secret. If Sienna is truly innocent, her journey is one of profound redemption. She failed to save her brother, a failure that has haunted her every waking moment. By saving Nick, she is trying to balance the cosmic scales. She is trying to silence the ghosts in her head. Her frantic drive across the desert was not just a rescue mission for Nick. It was a desperate attempt to save her own soul. If this is the truth, then Sharon's relentless suspicion is a tragic, cruel punishment for a woman who just performed a miracle. But what if we whisper the alternative? What if Sharon is right? What if Sienna's tears for her dead brother are real, but her loyalty has been bought and paid for by Matt Clark? Matt is a master at finding broken people and twisting their pain to serve his own ends. Perhaps Matt promised Sienna something she could not refuse. Perhaps he used her guilt against her, manipulating her into playing the role of the savior just to infiltrate the Newmans. The thought of Sienna secretly reporting back to Matt, telling him how perfectly the Newmans fell for the trap, makes my blood run cold. I cannot stop analyzing the scene in the gas station. When Sienna administered the Narcan, did her hand shake with genuine fear or with the adrenaline of executing a flawless performance? When Nick asked for air, did Sienna look relieved or did she look triumphant? These are the micro-expressions we are all obsessively rewinding to study. We are addicted to the puzzle, desperate to find the missing piece before the trap snaps shut again. Did you know that the history of Genoa City is paved with false saviors and hidden agendas? Sharon knows this history all too well. She has survived cults, kidnappings, and psychological warfare. She knows that the devil rarely introduces himself with horns and a pitchfork. He usually arrives offering a helping hand and a comforting smile. Sharon's refusal to blindly trust Sienna is not a sign of madness, it is a sign of survival. Something that few people notice is the tragic irony of Noah's position. Noah is a young man who just wants to protect the people he loves. He has been manipulated by Matt, used as bait, and forced to watch his father nearly die. Sienna is the one bright light in this suffocating darkness. She is his beacon of hope. For Sharon to try and extinguish that light, to tell Noah that his savior is actually his executioner, is going to cause a massive, explosive conflict between mother and son. Noah will feel like Sharon is trying to take away the only good thing that has come out of this nightmare. And this is the part that kept me awake at night, anticipating the explosive confrontations that are about to air. Imagine the scenes between Sharon and Sienna. The polite, strained smiles masking the absolute venom and suspicion beneath the surface. Sharon asking perfectly innocent questions that are actually deeply calculated interrogations. Sienna either innocently confused by the hostility or secretly amused that Sharon is the only one smart enough to see through the facade. We are completely addicted to this tension. We are living for the moment the truth is finally revealed. Will Sienna prove her loyalty, earning Sharon's trust and solidifying her place by Noah's side? Or will Sharon's worst nightmares be confirmed, revealing that the woman who saved Nick's life is actually the architect of their ultimate destruction? Listen closely, because the Nevada desert has not given up all its secrets yet. Matt Clark is still out there. He is still watching. He is still plotting. The Narcan may have saved Nick's physical body, but the psychological poison Matt injected into this family is still spreading. The paranoia, the guilt, the fractured loyalties, these are the true weapons of Matt Clark's revenge. As we look ahead to the dramatic episodes unfolding between April 27th and May 1st, we must keep our eyes wide open. We must question every motive, analyze every glance, and trust absolutely no one. The Young and the Restless has masterfully crafted a storyline that keeps us constantly off balance, constantly guessing, and completely, hopelessly addicted to the screen. So, my fellow obsessives, tell me what you think in the deepest, quietest corners of your mind. Do you believe Sienna is an angel of mercy, driven by the tragic ghost of her brother to perform a miracle in the Dana's heart? Or do you stand with Sharon, sensing the invisible strings connecting Sienna to the sadistic puppet master, Matt Clark? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is absolutely certain. The fallout from this abandoned gas station is going to shatter the Newman family in ways we cannot even begin to imagine. Keep watching, keep analyzing, and remember, in Genoa City, the most dangerous secrets are always the ones whispered in the dark.